Good morning, and what a lovely morning it is this Wednesday. You are watching Man Talk right here on KTN Life and Star. I am your host, Susan Joroge. I want to send a huge shout out because we are recording in the most beautiful co-working space. We are here at Mint Hub. It's located in Westlands Heights. Right here in Westlands, they have wonderful spaces where you can work and record, and they've been super kind and generous to us. I have to shout them out. Check out this space. There's a pandemic. If you're trying to work outside at home, you need to get here to the Mid Hub. Now, today's episode of Man Talk, we are discussing control and how it works in relationships. What is that dynamic like? Now, I'm very excited to go introduce you to my guests. But before I do, you guys know that I love sharing a nice little message, midweek love message to just get you through these tough times. Now, today's love message of the week is related to this exact conversation. It is not that you should love something so much that it controls you. No. It is that you need to love something that much so you can never be controlled. You understand? It is not a weakness, it is your best strength. This is from Patrick Ness and his book, The Ask and the Answer. Guys, you can love something and you don't have to let it control you. Now we're going to be discussing that and trying to figure out who controls relationships. Is it men or is it women? Let's go meet my lovely guests. Welcome back again. I told you guys that I'm so excited to introduce my guest today for Man Talk, and more importantly, the topic ya leo iko na fire, iko na moto. I'm hoping that we'll remain peaceful through this 1 hour of the episode. Y'all will be nice, Cindy. You know I'm the only lady here. Okay, but my producer, shout out to Purity, who I'm working with for the first time. She's also here. So as two women, tutaona kama tutaweza kuhack. Let me start by introducing my guests. I'm going to start off with Mzee Toxic. Lakini wewe ni MC, lakini unakuanga mzee.
Nakuanga mzee kwa industry.
I'm so happy to have you back again.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Hatukukusumbua last time, sababu umerudi.
Kwanza last time nilikuwa chayo ndio nimefanya nirudi leo.
Wazi bro. So happy to have you here.
Yeah.
Simon says,
yes, indeed.
Now you are a digital content creator,
yes,
but
indeed.
you also help people put their digitals together.
Exactly.
You train them, you show them the ways.
Yeah, because business people don't know how to do it.
Very hard.
They need to actually get their mindset right and actually realize, hey, I can actually use social media to make some money and actually grow my business. You need to actually get that in right, and I'm the guy.
And then Quincy, who I've not had the pleasure of having on the show before.
Yeah.
You are an actor, very busy guy.
Yeah.
And you're working right now. You're going to tell us about the series that you're on as well.
Oh man, I am doing Zora. It's an amazing show. It's a new soap.
Yes.
New to the Kenyans. It's a new story, really something crazy different.
Very exciting.
And I'm happy to be here with you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, guys, you can see all the smiles that they're wearing. I don't know that these smiles will go away once I ask the question. Our topic today, we are asking, who is it that controls relationships? Is it men or is it women? Now, first of all, let me just start by what's control? Acha tuanze na the basics. Tuanze na the ABC. Simon, you can start us off. To you, what is control in a relationship?
When it comes to control, it's basically who directs the direction where the relationship is going.
Right.
Who's going to give you the direction in the sense that who's actually driving this and actually turning the wheels. And who actually controls is the person who actually alters a lot of the moves within the relationship.
Okay.
And not only even the moves, even alters the mindset. So now that's the key thing. That's the person who really has the control
and the relationship.
And the direction of the relationship.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
basically venye amesema ni ule msee anajua pali tunaenda, the direction.
Watu wa toxic wanasikiza.
Do you see control differently?
Personally,
yeah.
Control mimi naicheki na njia mob sana. Like for example, there is financial control.
Oh yes.
There is emotional control.
Yeah.
There is physical control.
Yes.
So when we're talking about control, it is a very wide, it's going to be a very wide topic.
Yeah.
Yenye lazima tuideep.
Kabisa.
Na tuichambue.
I like those three that you said, financial, emotional, and physical. Because they can swing either way when decisions are being made in a relationship.
Definitely.
Yeah, depending on how the two people in the relationship are. Quincy, man's like Quincy.
I don't know. I feel like for me, it's about who has made the bigger moves in a relationship, who feeds the relationship. That's where the control comes from. And I'm coming from a really realistic point of view with this one. Let me tell you something. You don't walk into a relationship, let's say you're not making as much money as a girlfriend is, and you feel like you can tell her what to do. It's not gonna work. If you cannot take someone out, if you cannot indulge them in some outside activities, if you don't make them feel safe, then bruh, there's no control you have in that relationship. So I feel like control comes from a place of how much of a protector, of a provider you are.
So a man can't have control if he's not earning more than his girlfriend.
Let me tell you something, my brother. Even in biblical times, I'm sorry that we have to go this way. Even in biblical times, you're not considered a man if you cannot provide. Even to this day, your value as a man is actually priced with how much you bring to the table. You know, people respect you in a room because they're like, oh no, he makes a lot.
He's so and so.
He's so and so.
It's always a title, either related to your career or your business.
You go into the club with 100,000 in your pocket, you feel like you own everything.
Do not go to the club. 100,000 in your pocket.
That's foolishness.
Exactly.
That's foolishness.
But there are people who do it. There are people who do it.
You go to the club with 100,000, you feel like you own everything.
Right.
You go to the club like, I'm just gonna have one beer and I'm just gonna go home. You're not gonna be the same guy. There's a two dynamic.
I think what he's trying to say is simply the one who controls the relationship ni mwenye akona do.
Financial control.
Let me flip the narrative. Relax.
Okay.
What about that older guy? For example, he's got all the money and everything. He wants to get a younger girl, okay?
Yeah.
That younger girl who has the ability to alter where his finances go. And that young girl says, I want this, I want that, and she's altering even now the layout even of the house. And then she's altering even to the extent where he's even investing. You're telling me he's in control or he is immature here and he's not sharp enough to actually realize that indeed he is being altered and controlled by another person, because it's not a matter of always money.
Yeah.
It's a matter of here, because if you are being controlled here, boss, she can drive you and wiggle you any way you want.
So
like
this
a yo-yo.
is a situation where you might be the one making more money, but you're not the one who decides where it's spent,
Exactly.
or how it's invested, or where it will be poured and assigned to. So financial control can swing either way.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at a lot of situations in the 254 right now. Obviously, we talk about how having relationships in Nairobi is impossible, or how it's extremely difficult, and that situation. In Nairobi, there's a new dynamic when you guys are talking about money of the younger, hardworking girl who is getting her salary, spending it, as she wants, spending on her house, on her family, on her hair, her makeup, whatever. Yeah. Now she's in the dating space with this young gentleman as well. Those ones who are just starting. Let's also talk about the ones with their 100,000 going to the club, and the ones who are, when you're financially in the same place. Here in Nairobi amongst the youth, who do you think really then calls the shots? Do you think it's a gender thing of men and women, or do you guys think it's the one who decides where the money is being spent?
Tukitumia hiyo njia, definitely the women call the shots. Because as a man, mimi kama mwanaume, kwa relationship, job yangu ni ku make decisions. Zenye zime hizo ideas za hiyo decision zilimekiwa na manzi yangu. Kazi yake ni kuniambia
kumeenda hivi na hivi na hivi na hivi.
Babe, tunafaa tuongeze blender, tunafaa tu nini, alafu mimi naangalia naona niko na tau tatu, kuna tau nne, naona hii tau tatu acha iende kwa blender.
Okay.
Yeah. But them ndio anasema nini nafaa.
That sounds like teamwork to me. That doesn't sound like control.
But now here's the thing. Now there is what is and what should be, okay?
Okay.
When the woman is in control, this is how you know, man.
Okay.
The woman is in control if to the extent where she's not only, like, you ever gone and then your girlfriend is telling you, I don't want you to dress like this because I don't want you to, my friends to see you in a certain way, whatever. Abu, why have you worn those two shoes? And I don't like those shoes. Abu, go get your haircut changed. I don't like that haircut changed, whatever. Boss, if you hear that kind of conversation, boss, you are the one who's not in the power of this conversation, of that relationship. Now, another thing is, if actually she's, for example, if you got your job and everything, all right, you genuinely, you like your job, and you know you don't want to even that promotion job that's opened up. You know you don't want to go there because you have visions somewhere else.
Okay.
If she's the one who has constantly changed that CV, she's already changed or whatever, and she's already applied for that job for you, boss, just know you have no control of that relationship right there. Yeah. And what happens is, that can lead to a very toxic, and for that, that's where now women can actually be toxic to a man. Because the moment a woman now pricks a man's ego and devalues the very essence of who that man is, if he wants to act and she sees that this is a very unstable thing and she wants you to get something more stable, and you genuinely know that this is your passion, this is where you want to go, and she's directing you towards a different direction. Both, if you go that different direction, just know where you have no control. Yeah, exactly. You need to actually be firm in your stance.
We've been talking about it like it's a bad thing. Is it a bad thing if a woman is controlling a relationship? I know a lot of men who are like, they're looking for their Michelle. You know how you talk about Barack Obama and Michelle Obama? They're looking for the Michelle Obama. Because you're also not trying to date a waste man. You're not trying to date a babe who will just sit there and look at you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You need to be able to talk to them, you need to be able to do stuff with them. Even when you're making all this money to travel, have a nice house, you're like, so is it really a bad thing if the woman is in control?
It's not a bad thing. I feel like it's just... When it comes to control, I feel like it's all about character.
Okay.
There's ladies who prefer dating a man who takes control, who takes charge, regardless of whether he's earning or whether he's this person or this person. They just like a man who takes charge.
Right.
And there's also men who like strong, aggressive women.
That's true. When we're talking about overall direction and goals, when it comes to control in a relationship, what is it that men determine and then women determine? Obviously, there's the old school style. Man was hunter-gatherer. Women used to stay home and take care of the children. It was, you know, straightforward. You're a nurturer, you're a hunter-gatherer.
Yeah.
In the modern world today, there's so many more jobs, so many more dynamics. So when you're saying that, you know, a man decides the direction of the relationship, what does that mean? What direction? Are you the one who says we're going to live here? Or are you the one who says you're going to do this job? Or are you the one who says we're going to have 4 kids? Like, what is that big goal that men are the ones to decide and women can kind of help along the way?
If I can say, I'd like to differ with you there. I feel like women are more in charge of the direction of a relationship, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Bro, I will not lie to you. 70% of the time, married women, they're the ones who made that decision.
Yep.
You never did.
What do you mean?
Let me
hear you.
When you walk into an office, you sit down, you think you've seen a girl, you go and hit on her, you get her number, you take her out, you become a thing.
Yeah.
Bro, she chose you, you did not choose her.
I agree.
You know?
I agree.
It's crazy. Women always know beforehand. They look at you, they know your intentions.
They've decided.
They know this is a waste man. They look at you, they know this is a serious man. They know, okay, I'm willing to waste my time. I have that time. Oh, I'm willing to be serious, you know. Yeah. So half the time women decide, they're the ones who decide, you're gonna marry me. You might not know how you make this decision, but they will goat you into it. And it's gonna be the best decision you make. Let me tell you why.
So are they goating you into it though, if it's the best decision you're ever gonna make?
Yeah, you know why? Let me tell you why. As a man, personally, I'm fun-loving.
Right.
Okay.
I want to buy a sword and put it on top of the TV.
There you go.
I want to buy a golf club and not go to golf and just be happy.
It will even be there in the bedroom next to the sword.
Exactly.
The golf clubs are just there in the corner.
But she'd be like, you know what? Don't spend 20,000 on a sword. We can actually do something with this.
That's finances. That's acceptable because women divert a lot of it. That's acceptable.
But that's still decision making. So it's like
that's little decision making. I'm talking about when you say direction. I'm talking about like when you get to marriage, we are the one who get. Yes, I understand. Even I know. Even the relationship that I'm in, I'm not the one who decided it. Even she pointed it out. Remember when I did this? This was me. Remember when ladies used to drop the handkerchief and then the man picks it up and says,
"Oh yeah, that's
the lady made the first move." Exactly. By the way, ladies, if you're not making any moves and you're just that single, what are you doing? See your life. Now the thing is, even when they make that first move, yes, we have the ego like, yo, we got her, but in fact she chose you. I totally understand that. When it comes to marriage, you have to prove yourself first, and then she has to see that you're worth, like she can actually do that. Because when you talk about marriage and being with you forever, we make eventually if you don't want to go down, you won't. we are the ones who say, okay, cool, let me do this, let me go purchase this, and let me do this, because you have seen based on this. But I see what you're saying, the mindset, like you're saying, okay, cool, she already left a little hints and everything. How about what do you say, boss?
Mimi unajua naongelea huko ghetto, huko mtaani.
Hebu tuambie.
Mimi nashindwa nyinyi mnasema sijui you go and approach Achille kwa ofisi. Si tunaongelea pale kwa base ya Mtura.
Sawa.
Umeenda pale kwa base ya Mtura. Me for example, kama manzi yangu anaitwa Joanna. Joanna aliniambia aliniona base ya Mtura and she just liked the way ati nilikuwa naweka kachumbari, naongeza. Alafu mimi nilichocha maboys, mimi ndo nilikatia huyo dem. Lakini kumbe huyo dem aliniona wa kwanza.
Hapo alikuwa anafanya nini na hiyo Mtura?
Hata uwezi elewa. Unajua alikuwa ananiambia akikwanza vile ulikuwa unaweka pilipili like kai.
So it's also like tricks, I guess, that you can use, and it's also a lot about balance of personalities. I think people also ignore that. Yes, there's women and there's men, but amongst women, we're very different. Amongst men, you guys are very different.
True.
Somebody could date you and have a completely different experience, right? Just because of how their personality meshed. Now, you touched on it a little bit. I want you guys to give me signs. Are there signs you can see in a relationship when you see two people interacting that show you, oh, it's a woman who's in charge. This one is the man who's in charge. Quincy,
mingi sana. For example, watu warungai. Kama dem ndio ameingia manyanga wa kwanza. Huyo ndio anaamua kwa hiyo relationship. Mnafika tu hapo alafu kwa zile za babe tunapanda gani?
Akif, you're asking that question, boss. Akif, wow, but that's true.
Hold on, Quincy, you also had another sign, another example.
If you're walking and she's the one leading you, you know, she's the one giving you directions. Like you're walking down the street and she's the one pulling your hand, you know you've lost control in your relationship. Yeah. If you ask for things and you don't get them, you've lost control in your relationship. If she doesn't feel comfortable telling people you're her boyfriend, or you're in a, if she doesn't feel comfortable telling people you're in a relationship,
oh yes,
you've lost.
Have you guys ever experienced that? What usually is, because men are able to keep female companions or their girlfriends secrets. And then it's a little bit accepted by society. It's like, no, he's a man. No, acha think through, acha decide, you know, but kwa market, all of that. But when women do it, it's perceived very differently. Have you guys ever been in that position? Or even like maybe you have a sister or a cousin and she's just chasing Chini with that relationship. Would you encourage her to make it public and let people know, or she can do it?
The key thing is this. Women usually, when she doesn't really want to introduce you to her friends, there's something that she's evaluating you, or she's evaluating her options.
Okay.
That's also the other thing. But hey, boss, if you're in that kind of, beginning stage, boss, just know there's another guy right there also knocking with you. I will not lie. Even she told me, but hey, you, Simon, the one thing that set you aside was you did this one crazy thing. Yeah. That gave you like an edge over this guy, over Thomas over here. True story, but shout out to you, Thomas. True story, no jokes.
Yeah.
There's always that. Just know there's always that. Even within the relationship, there's still other guys clawing up and trying to even holler at her and everything.
Yeah.
Now, a lady would not want to introduce you if, one, either she's not proud or of you at this moment in time, because women like, of course, you walking with a man who's actually had his chest out and is actually proud, because even men, we take pride in our achievements. Yeah. I was able to do this, I was able to like seal this deal over here. The man walks different when he's actually sealed a deal than when Siji's deal is going through Corona.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the worst thing. Yeah.
It's very different.
It's a different walk. Even you know that.
I completely agree.
Yeah, exactly.
Even when, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, even when your babe looks fresh, it's like a whole other confidence boost when you're with her and you're like, she's representing.
Kama kuna hii depression inakula vijana pale mtaa. Hey, ya kuwekwa status. Kuwekwa status. So sasa mavijana kwa zile za hapana, unajua mimi manzi yangu amesema hii kitu yeye anapenda vitu yake private. What is private you cannot ruin. Yes. Bra, kama akuweki status.
First of all, Abula.
By the way, hiyo kitu ya kuwekwa status is very serious.
No, it's not serious, but
mimi niko na experience. Mimi nishaikosa kuwekwa status, alafu best yangu boy akawekwa status kwa birthday yake. So niko zile za ngoja.
Who is this guy?
Mbona umegonze ati unajua huu ni best yangu, hata watu wanajua ni best. Unajua ni boy wangu. Mimi sitaki wasewa ajue story yako.
Okay.
I feel like recently what's going on in our modern day, in our time, in us as millennials, can I call this that, millennials?
Yeah.
us as millennials, our females are using memes to control relationships, where there's the whole feminist movement.
Okay, okay.
There's the whole thing going on where girls are like, you know what, I'm not gonna post my man because I don't want my man to get poached. I'm not gonna give him that power. So he can feel like he owns me now on my own wall, on my own feed, on my own page. Now we're not gonna do that.
Right.
So a girl can post his man's picture and put an emoji on the face. You know, I don't like this. I don't like what's going on nowadays with
Hidden
this.
identity. What's
Yeah.
that?
Do you guys think that, okay, obviously with social media, there's a whole new aspect to control, which is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You can hide the person, like you said, with emojis. You don't post them, they're not on your status. You don't post them on their birthday. Or you'll be like, today is my boo's birthday. Then you put a hat. Then who is boo? Who is boo? Who is there?
Una post food, una drinks.
Yes.
Sisi tunaona tu shati ya mwanaume. Hatuoni kichwa.
Being honest, let me break it down. Honestly, if you have an urge that your person does not posted you, like being honest, right now our agreement, me and her, is we don't post each other.
Right.
Full stop.
But if you both agree, that's
because,
different.
Yeah, we both agree that we don't at
Okay.
all, literally, and because people just know, like I have, but you don't know who.
Yeah.
That anonymousness, and she's there, and she's predominantly there, like people know that that person's there because
Yes.
even my content that I release out there.
Yes.
Now we have actually agreed this from the word go. Why? The moment you post out there, the moment you guys have issues, and then you're no longer posting, do not be shocked when people are asking, but hey, why have you not posted Nani lately? What's going on? Then you get irritated. Why people are asking? Because you introduced that person in their face. Now that person became part of your content. Now they're asking for more of that content. Sasa, where is the content? And then now, what are you doing? Hey, where is the content?
Social media charges.
Exactly.
Charges.
When you do that, when you post someone on social media, you're asking for a third party to come in and actually intrude into your meddling in your little nitty-gritties. I would honestly say this: if you want to be serious with someone for like a real long term, and you want to get married to this person, don't post him for first 3 years. Being very honest.
First 3 years.
First, do you know why Nameless and who are able to stick together till today?
Right.
Why are they able to stick together till today? Because they had a foundation way before social media became crazy.
Yeah.
Look at all the relationships that you constantly see on social media posted all the time. How many little petty little things do you also see? Often see?
We know too much.
Too much. Like, yeah, that's what happens.
For me, I'm sorry if I cut you, bro. For me personally, I feel like nowadays, these relationships I see on social media are basically a business, if you understand what I mean.
Ooh,
You make more money posting with your loved one now. You get more traction.
It is true. You get more engagement.
Yeah, because
Keywords.
because you're matching two things. You're matching her looks because she has the following, she has the looks, and you're matching
Even
it with
your looks.
and you're brown.
Exactly.
You know,
And
people.
Girls love and they're there like,
Exactly, and people are more inclined to reality TV. We take videos together, like talking or having an argument, and we get that traction.
It's true.
We get those endorsements.
Well,
Yeah, this
guys,
is content. And
we
you know,
are going to be sharing our social medias, all of us, so you can follow us and give us a little engagement as well later on into the episode. Now, I want us to take a tiny short break. When we come back, we're going to keep discussing who controls relationships. Is it men or women? After the break, we're also going to be discussing what happens when family engages that story. Stay tuned. Keep using the hashtag KTN Life and Style, hashtag ManTalk, and follow us on all our pages at KTN Home_. See you after the break.